All right, hey, welcome back. Hour two, just kicking off here on a Money Monday on Liquid Lunch. And Frankie, I enjoyed Dan Isaacs. I enjoyed having him for 2 segments. We should try to do that once in a while. Get like one person for a little more of a long form interview.
Yes.
And then try to ply them with a couple of shots of Question Tequila, because then the truth starts to come out a little more.
Yeah, exactly. That's for sure. Now, we were talking about our upcoming New Year's Eve party, which I think we're all going to be broadcasting live, Liquid Lunch, from Atlantic City, New Jersey. And the congressman that represents that area, we're going to try and get on the show that day, and that's Congressman Jeff Van Drew, because he's making a ton of news. Yesterday, it was reported that after meeting with the president, he's going to be switching parties. He's going to be becoming a Republican, ending his lifelong affiliation with the Democratic Party. President Trump tweeted about this yesterday after meeting with Van Drew, and after this was reported, this is what the president tweeted. He said, wow, that would be big. Always heard Jeff is very smart. Someone that thinks that Jeff Van Drew is a little less smart is the chairman of the House Judiciary Committee, Gerald Nadler. This is what Gerald Nadler said yesterday.
New Jersey is now suggesting that he's going to switch parties, likely to announce that before the vote in the House this week. Of course, he opposed impeachment, the only one who's publicly opposed it so far. Your reaction?
Well, first of all, what he's reacting to is a public polling that shows he can't get renominated. His electorate in his district is 24% to renominate him and 60% to nominate somebody else.
I think first of all, I think it's a shame that both parties are so intolerant of independent views within their ranks. But I think what Gerald Nadler is accusing Jeff Van Drew of doing is exactly what he's doing. Why do you think Gerald Nadler is banging the drum so loudly for impeachment? It's because he has several of these Justice Democrats, these AOC-style challengers that want to run against him. And if he doesn't push impeachment hard enough, then he's afraid of what that means for his own constituency. So it's very interesting. You can tell a lot about what people say because it tells you a lot about what's going on inside their own brain. The fact that he says that's why Jeff Van Drew is switching tells you that's why Gerald Nadler is doing what he's doing.
Projecting his issues onto Van Drew.
Exactly.
That was the best I've seen him look in a while. I'm not joking around. I know you get mad at me sometimes when I joke around about his appearance.
I don't get mad at you. I get disappointed.
He looked good.
Yes.
They had his makeup done, his hair combed. He actually, looked like a politician, which is good.
Yeah. I think he looked fine.
See, I can compliment the other side.
Very nice.
Sometimes.
Very nice. All right. Now, interestingly enough, John, we're also keeping an eye on this bill that's making its way through Washington, D.C. to keep the government open. The government's about to run out of funding, so they're trying to work out some sort of deal which will keep the government opening. They have this big omnibus spending plan they're working on passing, and you know how they love to slip things into these omnibus spending plans. That's how in New York, by the way, we ended up with driver's licenses for illegal aliens. But here's what they're doing in Washington.
They'll slip it in.
They're slipping in a bill that will raise the age of purchasing tobacco and consuming tobacco products to 21 years of age. Right now, most states have it as 18. Jersey has it as 21. But this would include not just cigarettes and cigars and so forth, but it would actually include e-cigs. You'd have to be 21 to get an e-cig.
I think it's great. You know, I'm a self-admitted addict.
That's right.
I'm a cigarette addict. But, they should keep raising the age higher and higher, and they should keep adding more taxes. Because people like me who smoke, and then they have special health issues down the line, the government has to wind up subsidizing that in some ways with Medicare,
That's
Medicaid.
Precisely the rationale.
They should raise the age and tax the crap out of it, if you ask me, because people who want to engage in that, they should pay their own way. I'm sorry.
All right. Well, another story that's gotten a lot of attention is the box office. They have the new Star Wars movie coming out on Friday. People are waiting. This is supposedly the last film in one of the Star Wars trilogies. It's called The Rise of Skywalker, I believe. But the story that's getting the most attention at the box office is a movie that was critically acclaimed and was just celebrated by critics, from coast to coast, shore to shore, directed by Clint Eastwood, Richard Jewell. It's all about the guy that was falsely accused of the Atlanta Olympic bombing back in 1996. Bombed at the box office this weekend. And people are saying that the reason that's the case is because of controversy surrounding the depiction of one of the reporters involved. Evidently, the reporter is depicted in the film as sleeping with a source in exchange for
When you
a
say
tip.
bombed, is that like the
It finished
slangage, like the bomb? It
No,
was
no,
the
no,
bomb,
no.
or it bombed?
No, it finished fourth.
So it was a bomb.
It finished
like it was
fourth in its opening
a
weekend.
dud.
That's right.
A dud. Not a play on words because the movie was about a bombing.
Right. You're right.
Again,
Yes.
it was just
no
a
pun
plain
intended.
old movie bomb. It
That's
stunk.
right. That's right.
How
Well,
much did it bring in?
It brought
Few
in
million?
it finished fourth, which was well short of expectations. It brought in I don't have the final numbers.
I think
but
I read about 5 million or something. Second worst opening
But-
for a Clint Eastwood movie
so
ever.
it
And
had been-
5 million is like 300,000 packs of cigarettes. here and
okay,
there.
so it brought
Yeah,
in
that's not
5
good.
million. It brought in 5 million. It was expected to earn $10 million this weekend. Now 5 million, you might say, okay, it's still pretty good. The movie cost $45 million to make.
And they made
So-
5 million in a weekend. That's not bad.
Yeah.
If you think about it.
But it was
Plenty-
forecast. It's all of
Yeah,
expectations.
yeah, yeah,
Ken.
yeah.
It's like the
I
stock
hear you,
market.
I hear you. I never thought. I mean, I know it is a good story and it's a tale of caution to most Americans that you can get caught up in this stuff. But I never thought it really had enough sex appeal, except for people who were like wonks. You know what I mean? To know why Richard Jewell got falsely accused, and you know, I didn't see enough there.
I see.
Me personally.
Well,
But, you know, you would
clearly-
think you attach Clint Eastwood, everybody goes and sees it. I don't know.
I'm still going to see it.
When?
Well,
Can I go with you?
yeah, sure. I have a dine-in theater right by my home. We can go.
Oh, really?
We'll
All
do.
right.
Yeah, it'll be fun.
Sometimes I go to the movies, and I hate to say it, but I go alone.
Me too. Yeah.
Because I really want to see something, and my schedule's all whacked out. And then, like, you know, you see people in your neighborhood, and you're walking into the movie alone, you like walk close to someone else to make them think you're
Yeah.
not going alone. Or
Well,
something.
that's very funny. I don't mind going alone.
No, me either. It's way easier.
All right, let me ask you about this, John. A coach in New York State, up in Lake George, has been reprimanded after taking his soccer team to Hooters. School officials at Lake George Junior Senior High School say Blake White decided to bring the players to the restaurant known for its tightly dressed waitresses following a losing game. Shortly after, the coach and the team were called to a meeting by school administrators who told them that action did not reflect school community values. The district superintendent says swift corrective action was taken, but it's not known what type of discipline White might have faced
So he got in trouble for what?
for bringing his soccer team to Hooters.
Well, I mean, on a health basis, I might agree with him because Hooters. I've been to a few Hooters over the years, and it's gone downhill. But other than that, I don't know what's wrong with Hooters.
Well, they say because they have scantily clad waitresses
women,
and stuff.
waitresses.
Yeah.
Huh, okay.
Well-
Is it like? I mean, it's supposed to be like a guy type place.
Yeah. Well, so do you think this was inappropriate? You've been a coach, a youth
How
coach.
old are the kids again?
I mean, it says junior and junior and
Like
junior high
16,
school.
17-year-old boys. I mean, I don't
Right.
know.
It's no big
I'm not seeing a major issue with Hooters. Like if you took them to, you know, like an adult place, then
No,
that would be horrible.
Well,
It
yeah.
should be
There's no
canned immediately.
accusation of.
None of that.
of that
None of that
so
stuff.
far.
Hooters. It's like
Yeah.
a Hooters. Wings and beers.
Well,
no beers
exactly.
for the kids, probably.
All right. So, John, a new poll that President Trump is denouncing from your friends over at Fox News. Fox News poll shows that half of voters believe that President Trump should be removed from office. Now, these numbers are not much different from a poll that was taken at the beginning of the impeachment process in the House. Same
No.
poll also showed
No.
Trump trailing in matchups against
Okay.
the current Democratic presidential
Again,
candidates.
I've gone through this calculus before with our audience. You may have forgotten.
I may have.
And just so they don't forget, this Fox News poll was of 1,000 registered voters. Registered voters, okay? There are decisively more registered Democrats. So the poll in its face is skewed towards the Democratic point of view because there are more Democrats than Republicans. So right away, it's like 55-45, more Democrats just in the polling. There's a 4.5% margin of error, and they're saying 50% of the people. So take out like the equivalent of 9% divided by 2, take out about 4.5%. And the real even Steven, if you polled the same amount of Republicans and Democrats, it's probably at about 45 for, 55 against. I'm telling you, you remember, I did the numbers a couple weeks ago. They're tricking us. It's like fun with numbers for these guys. You got to look at the bottom where it says margin of error, 4.5%. So that means they could be off by 4.5% either way. Trump could actually be at 60-40 I got to get that. I got to get that math
Yeah.
because you know what I'm talking about, right?
I do.
They tell us that it's 50%. It's been at 50 since September, October. It hasn't moved. All this evidence, all this compelling evidence, all this bombshell testimony. Same.
My attitude is it doesn't matter what the polling says.
Exactly.
Is that it's not an impeachable offense, anything that went on here.
No, I've never even heard of these crimes. Have you?
Well, no, only Congress.
Obstruction of Congress.
yeah.
That's like a new made-up crime.
It's a new one for me, that's for sure.
Isn't it?
It's a new one for me.
Yeah.
All right, on the political
High
front.
crimes and misdemeanors.
On the political,
Let's make one up.
On the political front, John, Andrew Yang, my man Andrew Yang,
I
who
like
wants to
Yang.
give me $1,000 a month for life, says that he would consider being vice president if Joe Biden wins the Democratic nomination. Tech entrepreneur telling Yahoo News that he and the former vice president have spoken about the threat of automation taking away jobs. Yang recalled that Biden said he was concerned about the fourth industrial revolution and the threat it poses to the middle class.
I mean, I'd like to see Yang somewhere in
Yeah.
a future administration overseeing technology development. I really would. He's a smart guy. I can't imagine the late night comedy routines you and I can write if it was Biden and Yang in the White House. But I mean, that would probably be classic.
That would be something. I could use that $1,000 a month, though, I'll tell you.
Yeah. Well, I'm not for giving people money for doing nothing.
All right, so you opposed President Bush's tax rebate when he...
No. Then we needed, that was economic stimulus. But I'm saying he's
Well,
talking
the people
about
that are
doing
losing their
this-
jobs due to automation, they need the money too.
True,
right?
also. Fair enough. I don't know. We're disagreeing, but we're agreeing. We're going to take a quick break. We're going to come back
Vote Yang.
right after this.
$1,000.
And my brother Derek is
I need
out
it.
there on the streets talking to regular people about the news of the day right after this.